morning, Coach. You're a busy man, and I'm glad I finally got the opportunity to sit down with you and do this exclusive interview. How you doing this morning?
Good, good. Good morning. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
That's good. That's good. How was practice?
It was good. It was good. We've had a good few days of practice, and excited for next week and to see what the boys can do. Hopefully, we make a little run here. As we got the tournament coming up. So it's been a fun year. It's been a long year, but it's been a really fun group to coach. So I'm very excited.
Good, good, good. Well, without further ado, we're going to get straight to the exclusive with Coach Cody Hylton. First question I want to ask, what principles shape your coaching style when working with the middle school athletes, developing individual skills and team dynamics?
Yeah, so I think some of the principles we like to incorporate, and especially with my style, I'm a very laid back coach. Every now and then I'll get worked up, and the guys know that when I do that it's I mean business, but I like to develop relationships with the players. I teach at the middle school. I see them all day, every day. And I think that's the most important thing, especially at this age group, 6th through 8th grade. Develop relationships, that develops that trust with them. You got to be able to communicate effectively and stay positive with them. Because, I mean, there's so many highs and lows in middle school, especially playing basketball. So, positive communication, got to develop that trust. I want them to set goals, at the beginning of the year, personal goals, team goals. We talk about that, and we try to, incorporate as the season goes on. And so, and I think it's been, or it's worked well for us and as a team. Every single year, we've been pretty consistent and in how well that we play, and we like to take pride in playing the right way. And I think that goes along with in the classroom as well, doing the right thing. And that goes along with communicating, establishing relationships, trust, and all those good things. So
When faced with different player personalities or play styles, how do you promote teamwork among the team members?
yeah, that's a good one. Gosh, there's so many, especially this year. There's just varying personalities, big time, and you just got to kind of figure out, what makes each player, click. What makes them go, and it could be, something very minor. But I think that goes back to communication and talking to them. Just it doesn't even have to be about basketball. Talk to them all the time. Get to know them, know what they enjoy, know what they like doing. Outside of school, and then as you get to know them, you kind of know kind of how they play. Where they like to get the ball on the court, and then you just kind of form those relationships with them, and it tend to just kind of works well together, and then you can mix and match certain lineups, and see that in practice and see how certain groups work together. There's always, two or three guys that might play better together that you're like, okay, this lineup works well, this lineup might not. But we've been very fortunate, especially this year's team, that we can kind of throw 8, 9 guys out there, and they all tend to really get along and share the ball well with no problems at all. And that's not always the case. I mean, we've had teams in the past, where it just doesn't work that way. But me and Coach Stewart are always with them, always talking to them. And when they feel like you trust them and you really care about them, they're going to go out and play hard for you, and they're going to come together as a group and get it done. And so, I think that's really the main thing, regardless of the personalities and skill sets that you have out there. So.
How do you approach handling losses or setbacks within the team, ensuring it becomes a learning experience for the players?
Losses are never easy. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Losing is not fun. Losing stinks. We get that. But I think it's very important at this age, at the middle school level, really any level, you harp on very quickly, hey, this is what we did wrong. This is why we lost. And then, you point out, okay, these are the things that we did well. This is where we got to get better at, and you move on. And hey, look, we're going to get better in practice. We're going to get after it. For us especially, and really for me, I mean, I've always been, like, look, losing a game is one thing, but there's going to be tons of setbacks in life as you move on. Next year playing ball, as you go to high school, as you go to college, academically, I'm like, it's going to be so many losses that you take and failures. I'm like, so we try to be overly positive with them. Like, look, we understand we lost. Here's where we got to get better. Let's get after it tomorrow, and we got a game, in 2 days. We don't spend too much time on the negative aspect of why we lost or what we did. Of course, we're going to let them know and show them how to correct it. But we like to, hey, this is what we got to do. Let's do it. So, and it's hard because, they take it serious, and it really can wear on them for a little while, and we understand that, but that's why we try to build them back up, keep your head up. It's all right. You got plenty of more basketball to play, depending on where you're at in the season, and a lot of times, in our season too, we play everybody twice, so we try to tell them, look, you're going to play these guys again, and you're going to see a lot of the same kids that you play in high school, say play the same teams again. And it's okay. It's okay. And there's plenty more opportunities. So we don't try to harp on the losses too much, and just let them know. I mean, you're going to fail plenty of times, before you succeed. And just let them know. Losing is not fun. We get it, but you're not going to win the next one if you're still worried about the next play or the last play or the last loss. So we just got to move on. So that's kind of how we've always approached it.
From your perspective, what is the most rewarding part of coaching middle school basketball?
Gosh, the most rewarding part is just seeing the kids develop, throughout their years. Some you'll get in sixth grade, and you'll see them develop through eighth grade. Some you might only have for 1 year, some two. But it's such an interesting, time in their life, where some are figuring out like, okay, I'm pretty good at basketball. This might be something I want to do, as I get older, and something I might even want to, play, in college. But just seeing their maturity, seeing how they develop and grow, mentally, physically, and it's such a neat time, and it's very rewarding to see like, them really, just absorb what you're teaching them and what you're coaching them, and put it into action. And in those game time experiences, and they may not get it the first year, they may not get it the second year, but then that third year, it starts clicking. They may not even get it till high school, but once you see it, I mean, you're just like, yes, there you go, they got it. And so it's really fun to watch them. Just figure it out, and also just having these kids at this age, and feeding them into Coach Revis's program, and then seeing how they also develop here. There's 3 teams over here. They might make freshman team, JV, and eventually move up to varsity, and that is really cool also. And and then they come back and like developing those relationships early is awesome too, because I'm over here helping all the time, and they remember you, and they love seeing you and talking to you, and they remember those experiences they had in middle school. And middle school can be a tough time for a lot of students and a lot of players, and it's not always the best. And when you have those players that enjoyed their time in middle school, and that played for you, and it means a lot. So that's probably the most rewarding thing, is just seeing the players grow, watching how they, develop their skill sets, and really, just get better overall. And then, when they get to the high school and they come back and they're like, hey man, I remember, when I played for you, and you told me this, and you helped me with my shot, or you helped me do this, and I'm just like, it's a really good feeling. So.
Looking forward, what are your hopes for these young athletes as they move beyond middle school basketball?
Yeah, so I hope these guys, one, they grow as individuals, and they have a successful not only basketball career, but a lot of them play other sports, which is awesome. We encourage that basketball, football, baseball, whatever. If that's something they want to do, I encourage them to continue to play. And I hope they learn something along the way, about basketball, whether it's, something very minor or very little, or if they learned a ton, and maybe they remembered their middle school days. Northwest is a great place. They develop you academically, for the next level like no other. And I think basketball wise, we're slowly getting back to where we used to be, and I'm excited to see where that's gonna take us here soon. But yeah, I mean, I love watching, where these guys go, and a lot of these guys that I've coached in middle school, some don't even play basketball when they get to next door, but they go on to, maybe they play soccer, maybe they play baseball, maybe they don't play anything, but they go on to, 4-year schools. Some of them are, working now, and they're, building a career, and that's awesome to see, because it all is kind of tied in together, and they come and talk to you and thank you, and so I just want them to succeed in whatever they choose to do, and I keep tabs on all of them. I want them to keep in touch, and I love like I said, the relationships with them all, and what's really fun is the players that maybe they didn't play at all, when they were in middle school, like they set the bench, but they were great teammates, and when those players come back and they love seeing you, I mean that means a lot, so it's really cool, really cool.